Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I have got a great collection from hot off the press. This is the Darkroom and Steampunk collection, and it features the Picture Perfect 3D paper toll, 2 sheets of Steampunk 3D paper toll, and that is foiled, 2 for the price of 1. And we've got letterpress die cuts and Darkroom paper pack. I'm going to show you what all of this looks like and all the projects that came up, so come play with us. So for the letterpress die cuts, you get 2 sheets, and these just punch out like paper dolls. And then, of course, you get the double-sided Darkroom paper pack, and there are 12 double-sided papers, and you get 2 of each. So let me take a look at this. And this has a great, like, camera or film vintagey feel to that. Got those great cameras. And then the second one is the same. And then, of course, on the back of this, you get like scrapbooking and card making ideas. Then you get the 3D foil die cuts for the 3D paper toll. And for these, you get 2 sets. And you've also got the Picture Perfect paper toll as well. You get 1 sheet of this. So let's take a look. We can zoom in on this, Houston. This is a 6.5 by 5 inch card, which I covered with black cardstock. Then I did some tearing here on this great script paper, and this is the one that has the cool cameras at the bottom, but don't worry, I used those cameras later. Then I went ahead and just glued a border about 1.5 inches wide across the bottom of this great tile paper. Then I added some Dazzle stickers. These are 96 Happy Birthday Dazzle stickers, and they come in all different colors. I used the black. And then to personalize that, I added one of those little die cut pieces right here, some foam tape on that, and I personalized that with family and friend Dazzle stickers. So this instantly became a dad's birthday card. And then let's see, couple little die cut photo corners. Then to assemble my little paper toll, just punch those out, and I added some foam tape layers, and I'll show you how to do that on this next card. So let's make an easel card. This is a 5-inch square card, and then I just covered that with some of this really great brown paper from the paper pack. And then, oh gosh, you know, I just forgot to show you. I have to go back to this card. Remember the camera paper I was telling you about? Put that along the inside, along that bottom edge, and then I just put a couple of thin line Dazzle stickers here in copper, and these are colorful thin line Dazzle stickers, and they come in this really colorful array. I use this copper one, it's very vintagey. Put that along the top here and along the bottom here, and then put another little die cut foam tape to that and put Celebrate in there, and that's from that same collection. Okay, so now back to this card, back to the easel card. So we've got our 5-inch square card, and then I needed to, after covering it with paper, I needed to score that at the halfway point across the card. So I'm going to use my scoreboard here. So as you can see, I also decorated the inside. And so if it's a 5-inch card at the 2.5-inch point, just use my little bone folder here. At that 2.5-inch mark, you're just gonna go right down there, and then I flipped it and did the same to the other side. And here's why. Because this is thick and covered with that paper, you really want that to fold nicely. So definitely take care of that from both sides. All right, now I took some black cardstock and then also cut out this really great golden diamond paper that's from this pack as well. Let me show you this one. There we go, gorgeous. And that is about a 4-inch square, and then I matted that with cardstock. And the Dazzle stickers that I used for this one, these are inside and outside primary colors. Now we call them primary colors because of course they've got the yellow, the red, yellow, blue, but we also added in green, brown, and black. So primary plus colors. And I use this brown set right here. So I put Keeping You and then In My Heart. So what we're going to do is, because we've got the fold here, we're going to glue this part only to the bottom half of the card because we want the top half to remain free to pop up. And I'm going to use, this is Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. And I like to just run a line right here, because I don't want to take the chance on getting any up here. So I'm going to put some there, and then on the bottom here, I'm going to place that, center that on my card. And you see, it's going to pop up like that. Now we get to decorate the front, and we're going to use from the Steampunk 3D paper towel, this beautiful foiled. We're going to use this one with the hearts on it. So what you do is, we've got this first layer that punches right out, and I put some little foam tape pieces there. Now we have foam tapes in little die cut squares, but we also have them in this giant roll of foam tape. So there is 150 feet or 50 yards on this wheel of foam tape, and it's a really good buy. So I'm going to link all of this stuff below in the products used, so check that out. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just look at the description box, and there's a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. We also have this great money saver happening, you guys, with this whole collection. So definitely take a look at that. So we're going to put this up here because we don't want to interfere with the greeting. Normally I would put the greeting on after, but we were taking a little time. Whoa, I just missed a step. Okay, so we're going to take this piece right here, and that comes from the letterpress die cuts, okay? And that piece, we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of that foam tape and put that right across this black mat so that it's not actually hitting here, so it can still, it's not taped down, okay? You got that? Now we're going to place this right on top of that. All right, so now the next layer. And what's great about this tool is it's layered 1, 2, 3, so you know all the pieces to go into layers. Sometimes it's a little confusing with other products, but we have made sure to take care of that for you. And then here is the third little piece, which is this little clock right there. All right, so the card front is done. And then we're going to have to put something right there to make this thing stand up. Otherwise, it just keeps slipping. So I took another piece of the letterpress die cuts, this nice one right here. And I'm just going to take all these little extra bits of paper towel right here. And I glued those on there, have a nice long strip of foam tape. And I'm going to place that right here, so that now my card has a nice little stand. So when the recipient gets that, they can just prop that up and display that on their mantle or on their desk and enjoy that. All right, so that's our second card. This is one, let's see, what's my third card? This one, here we go. So for this one, I did another tearing technique. For tearing, I love to use well, a controlled tear where you're really trying to get that nice rectangle. I like using, this is the Decal Edge ruler, and it has 2 edges on it, one for a really kind of a minor tear that's not so jagged, and then this one is really, really jagged. So I'm going to show you how I do that when I'm wanting it to fit within this card, and it's just sort of a little shortcut that I like to do. So I've got my, this is my 6.5 by 5 inch card, and I've got my paper here, and I've already gone ahead and torn what edge of that. And then what I do is I just sit it right here, and then I take that subtle tear, torn edge, and I put the ruler about where I want that tear on the card. If you can see that right there, that's where it's going to hit. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to tear that. And I really just don't do any measuring of, like, you know, how do I want this to be a 5-inch wide tear. I just place it directly on the card. Now we're going to do it on this side. We're going to turn this over, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Oops. And then of course you really got to hold on so your ruler, whoops. You got to really hold on so your ruler is not going to move. There we go. All right, so we've got 3 sides down. And now, oops, I'm turning this all in the wrong direction. All right, so now I just have this part right here to do. And I'm just going to tear that as well. All right, and I've already got that done. And that's how I did that. So I went ahead and covered my 6 by 5.5 inch card with some of this nice sort of green blue paper from the paper pack, did my tearing for my rectangle, and then I have this little die cut piece right here. And then I've got this wonderful toll balloon that is so cool, and all these different pieces here. And I went ahead and layered that, and then we've got these flowers. Now the flowers also come from the die cut sheet. And what I did was, I didn't want the bulk of this little hexagon, so I just took my tiny little scissors, and while I was watching TV, I just took this and cut around those little petals. And pretty soon, I had this lovely little sort of daisy-like flower, and I was able to take them and layer 2 of them here. And these 2 I just put little pieces of foam tape on. And I sort of tucked this label under this side, this label, and put my greeting here. And then on the inside, took another little scrap of that same paper that I tore right here, and I put another little label there from the die cuts and foam tape that, finish my little greeting, and then put another little die cut there. So that came together very easily. Now I have one last card to show you. And this one is not included in our money saver, but it is a wonderful clock cutting die. So I wanted to show you that. This will also be listed in the supplies below. I thought it worked really well with this whole collection. So I'm going to start again with my 6.5 by 5 inch card. I went ahead and put a strip across the bottom that is about 1 3/4 inches wide. And now I've got another piece of paper here that I want to do that tearing on again. So I'm going to take this, place it right here, and I want to tear it about there. So I'm looking at my border under there, and I'm going to use the really jaggedy tear. So this one takes a little bit more careful tearing, just little bits at a time. If you go too fast, you kind of get a mess. So you want to tear very carefully. There we go. Got that really nice jaggedy torn edge. We're going to put some glue on this. You don't need a lot of glue, mostly around the edges that get most of the handling on a card. And I didn't cut this paper exactly to size, but I got pretty close. I'm going to have to trim a little bit. Go. And what I do is I just go ahead and turn that card over and trim those edges of the paper even with the card. There we go. Now I've got my clock, and the clock I die cut out of paper from the paper pack, and then some dark brown paper. I'm going to put that right there for now, and then we've got all of these roses and swirls on here, and I'm going to be using those. I've got some swirls. Go ahead and put this clock. Now I don't need to put glue around the entire thing. I'm just going to kind of tack down some of the outside edges like that, because I want to be able to lift them up to tuck things under as I'm proceeding. Just like that. Oops. All right, and then hold off on that one. I'm going to get my wheel of foam tape here. And I'm going to put some of this on some of these die cut roses. Some right there. I'm going to glue this one down without foam tape. Just like that. Then I've got a little tag here that I put hello on. I think I'm not going to put foam tape on that either. Whoops. Just going to tuck that right here. And then I've got a little bit of brown ribbon that comes from the brown ribbon set. And while I'm assembling this, I'm just going to mention to you guys, remember on the right-hand side of the screen, we've got our money saver. So definitely check that out. And I'm going to tuck this one under here. There we go. And if you're watching us on YouTube, check the description box below the video and you'll find links that'll take you to our Paper Wishes webisode page. Oops, I lost my bow. There we go. Where you will find all of these goodies, all of the tools and the adhesives and everything. If you want to buy just some of the paper toll or the whole collection, it's featured there. So you guys definitely check that out. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.